The Democratic Party is failing. It's failing all of us with a lack of messaging, with a lack of cohesive messaging, with policies that will not garner a majority of American support. A majority of Americans will not support transgender rights. That's just a factual piece of information. There's nothing we can do about that. The Republican Party is always going to say that if we support transgender rights, as a liberal or as a progressive or independent or whatever, that it is supporting allowing men to walk into women's bathrooms. I've been in enough forums and chats and comment sections of Facebook where I've had this banter with people and it goes nowhere. Then there's the whole men and women sports issue. Even Gavin Newsom recently came out against that. We got to get together on the party has to come together on some cohesive policies that can garner majority of American support, or we will lose election after election after election. We can win governorships, we can win a state senate here or there, we can win a representative seat. We will not flip the House, we will not flip the Senate unless Republicans make tragic mistakes, which they're well on the way to doing right now. They're in the progress. They're working really hard to make a mess of their whole situation. And their situation is they have all the cards. We aren't capitalizing on that. We are not having our elected officials on TV every night like they did on Fox News. We don't have the Speaker of the House, or the Minority Leader of the House, Hakeem Jeffries, on TV every night. They did. Johnson did regular interviews. Comer spent how many years investigating Biden? And how many interviews did he give where he swore he had evidence that Biden was running some kind of crime syndicate? It didn't matter whether it was the truth or not. It mattered that he was out there every night telling the same story. You tell it enough, people believe it. The Democrats have yet to learn this lesson. They literally sit back, passive, play by the rules, old school politic rules, and it's failed miserably, failed so badly. We let a 70-plus-year-old Joe Biden try to run for re-election, only to watch him fail miserably. 50+% of the country was insulting him for the majority of his term, only to see him try to win re-election and watch him give the worst debate I've ever seen in my life. And then they throw Kamala in there with no preparation, no basic plans. It takes 2+ years to put together a presidential run. She had months. It was a joke. There was nothing there on the bone. There was no meat to what she was trying to put together. She was trying to put together plans and, ideas, and, she had conceptions like Trump does of things. And it wasn't necessarily her fault. She was trying to establish a team and get together everybody on the same page, and she only lost by a couple percentage points. Kudos to her. We could have done better. The party needs to do a better job at messaging. I hope this reaches everyone that wants to listen. But I hope this reaches people's ears that can actually do something about it. As a liberal or a progressive or an independent, I usually stand on the left side of things. There's a few things I kind of drift a little right on. Second Amendment, I think government has too much authority. I think the government has too much authority as a lot of things. But the majority of things I stand with the liberals on. But we cannot be the defund the police party. We cannot be the let's be transgender and let men in women's bathrooms. And I understand that's not what that's about. But that's what the Republicans are going to sell to their base. And they're going to win that battle every day that we try to fight it. We can attempt all we want. But if you're trying to sell transgender rights to people, all they hear is a grown man in drag walking into a women's bathroom to do pervy things. That's it. On the defund the police thing, do we need police reform? Absolutely. Should we examine, police immunity powers they have? Absolutely. Should the police be held responsible for their actions? We all are. It doesn't matter what you do. If I go to the bar tonight and I get in a fist fight and I hurt someone, I'm going to prison or jail or whatever. They go to whatever and they get in a fist fight, they go home. Doesn't matter. They were just doing their job. Doesn't matter if the guy died, gets seriously injured, deformed, paralyzed. Doesn't affect them. Long term, at least. Maybe mentally in some way, but the taxpayers are going to pay for their therapy and other aspect of that. We need to do things more aggressively, like the Republican Party. Copy what works. They have proven, Republicans have proven, that if you just aggressively pursue something, repeat the same banter, that eventually it will stick. We keep repeating facts, new facts every day, to new lies the party keeps spewing and regurgitating. Some of it Russian misinformation, some of it just nonsense. Like we saw last Monday in Trump's speech. Honda putting a new plant in Indiana. That was really good news to hear. Unfortunately, Honda knew nothing about it. $1 trillion investment from Saudi Arabia. Are you serious? Saudi Arabia's GDP in 2023 was $1 trillion, a little over. They're not going to give us the entire GDP of their country in an investment. Not even over 10 years. And then there's the whole Japan, South Korea pipeline thing, and Mr. Global had a great video on that. Kudos to him and all his knowledge and information. Wealth of knowledge. Love every video. The Democratic Party has to do better with messaging. We need new blood, new faces, fresh messaging, and we need to get on the ball now. We have 4 years, really, to get this going. We can get some momentum in 2. Yeah, there's a couple elections coming up sooner, but really we have to get momentum going in 2 years. And selling policies like defund the police and the transgender thing have to be reevaluated, or the messaging has to get better and clearer and simpler. You can't have complicated messaging on very complex issues that you're not going to find a one-size-fits-all solution. What might fly in Chicago will not fly in Texas on transgender. What might fly in New York will definitely not fly in parts of, hardcore Alabama. So, this is my first video. I hope everybody enjoyed. I look forward to many more. Have a great afternoon.